not actors.
Okay.
These are real people portraying real events.
Gene, one of the things that I can see this morning is that this rug, which was done by just the normal process, it does have a little crustiness feel to it, whereas this one is fluffy and very easy to the hand.
Oh yeah.
And it's better groomed than this rug is. The reason for that would be that the fibers were stuck together by capillarity when this was groomed, and these were all behaving as individual fibers when it was groomed. And then this is kind of remarkable. The fringe in this one definitely needs detailing because of the runout from the rug that's dried in the fringe at the bottom, whereas this rug has fringe that will not require detailing. So that speaks well for the process.
Sure does.
I believe we're going to like this.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you normally do after with this rug here to correct that fringe that's clumped and maybe sometimes even discolored? What did you do to fix that?
Well, we would go through, depending on what it is, several different processes. We would spend the next day, we would have a wash day and then a detail day, and the detail day would be spent doing whatever processes were necessary to bring the fringe to the desired condition. So this is definitely one of the rugs that will have to go through fringe detailing.
And in addition to that, too, to remove some of the stiffness in the fiber, we would have to use the pile lifter to fluff it. But whereas this one's already come out fluffy, it'll save us a step in that too, George.
That's right. So I believe this is going to prove to be a real time saver.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the dryness of the rug? How quick it's drying? Is that you seen any differences there?
Oh, absolutely. This rug is much more dry than this rug here. It's approximately the same thickness as this one, and this one was run through the machine, and this one was just left to hang dry. It's definitely a much greater difference, I'd say.
The rug on the other side of this is a nylon rug, which would have dried much faster than a wool rug would dry, and it is not as dry as this rug. This rug is almost completely dry, and that's just with air movement. We didn't run the drying room last night. We just left it open. So I didn't run the drying room because I wanted to see what would happen with just air movement for the wool rug as opposed to the nylon rug, which should have dried much faster than the wool. But the actuality is this wool rug that went through the Revolution is almost perfectly dry this morning, whereas the nylon rug is still wet.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other thing too is the nylon rug was actually cleaned and hung hours and hours earlier, wasn't it?
So it had much of a
probably
head start.
how many hours head start do you think that one had?
It probably had about 3 hours.
About 3 hours? Okay. Okay, and of course I think everybody knows that wool always takes longer to dry in identical circumstances.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, this rug, if we had not run it through the Revolution, this rug would still be very, very wet to the touch, and the nylon would be much drier, but this time it's the opposite.
Okay.
I'm going to like this. Excuse me, George.
Yeah, so I think I'm hearing you say that this is going to make life easier for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, are you going to go and lay off people now because it's going to save you time?
We're going to increase production.